Hey there kids, how y'all doing? This is reynoldsair. Happy Wednesday to you. Alright, so Busan Kevin, I suppose Jayland Kev, just made a video about how he hates old drunk guys. And so I thought I would make a response to that because I have many stories myself. So welcome to story time. Haha. Alright, so here's the deal. After the meetup, the Kobe meetup, with Mully and who else? Victor and Find Me and Kurume and Give Me a Break, man. You know, all those people came here. And PJ and there's so many. I can't. Anyway, there are many. There are just many. Anyway, after that happened, I didn't leave, and that was held in Sannomiya in Kobe, right? I live in Kyoto. I didn't leave until 11:30, and I left with PJ. Ne? We got back to Hankyu. And, you know, PJ lives in Osaka, which is, you know, halfway between Kyoto and Kobe, right? So he said, well, I gotta leave. I know you gotta leave. So anyway, we left, about 11:30. Got on the train, and I got back into Juso, which is, you know, close to Osaka there. It's where you change trains to get on the Kyoto line, Hankyu, into Kyoto, right? So, I got up there, it was probably about midnight, or thereabout now. And about 12:15ish, and I got up there and I looked at the board, and there's only one train left, the last train, and it was local, so that means it stops at every stop, and it stops in Takatsuki. That was the Shuten. The final stop was Takatsuki, which is about halfway between Osaka and Kyoto. All right, so I'm like, oh darn, what do I do now? You know? And anyway, so I walk up there on the platform, and there's an old guy in front of me, and so as soon as I walk up, he just turns around and stares at me. Like that, right? But I'm used to that. I'm a foreigner. I'm used to being stared at. So I just get out my cell phone, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, what do I do? How do I get home now? Alright. He turns back around. And then he turns back around again. But this time, he starts talking to me. And he's speaking in English. And his English is fairly decent. But I don't really want to talk to this 65-year-old guy, né? Yeah, it's just, I've got other things on my mind. You know, I'm thinking, you know, what do I do? How do I get home? Toka, where am I going to spend the night? Toka. So he's talking to me in English there, and he's like, hey, what do you think of Japanese girls? And if he had been a young guy, maybe kind of cool, or, you know, someone young, then I would have been, you know, willing to maybe open up to him just a bit. But I didn't really want to talk, you know, openly and freely with this old guy here. Maybe I'm just prejudiced, I don't know. But anyway, so I was like, yeah, they're okay, I guess. And he's like, so what do you think of Japanese boys? No, that isn't going to happen. Because here I am, it's past midnight, I'm drunk, 40 kilometers from home, waiting on a train that will not even get me home, even get me halfway home. And now there's this 65-year-old guy trying to pick me up. No, that is not going to happen. Right? After I just left PJ, no less. Anyway, oh yeah. So he insisted on talking to me all the way back to Takatsuki, where he got off. And meanwhile, as we were getting close to Takatsuki, my wife started emailing me, hey, are you going to make it home? Are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, I think I'm just running home. Because, you know, I've started running recently. And my longest run is like 15 kilometers or something like that. And it's like, I've got 4 hours until the next train, right? 4 hours until the first train comes. And I'm looking at Google Maps on my phone thinking, you know, 4 hours. I can make it back to Kyoto in 4 hours. So, I get off the train there. And anyway, I tell my wife that I'm thinking about running back. And she's like, ah, ha, 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 ha. You know, and she doesn't think I'm serious. I'm being serious here. So as soon as I got off the train, I pulled out my Google Maps. Yosh, that way! We walk! And so I started walking. I momentarily tried to start running, but it was, I had my full backpack on, which was very heavy. Plus I had my umbrella, and it was kind of raining. It was kind of sprinkling a bit. And I was, you know, in my Converse, which I can't really run in. And I'm kind of drunk. So, yeah, that didn't last very long. But I did end up walking. I walked like 7 kilometers, thereabout. I walked for about an hour-ish, about an hour. Yeah. I walked for about an hour. Got up to Oyamazaki, where there's a the Yamazaki distillery. They make is that Suntory? Maybe it's Yamazaki. I don't know. Anyway, there's a distillery up there, right? Very famous. Look it up. Anyway, so got back up there, and so Kyoto is kind of in the mountains, coming up from Osaka, right, which is on the bay. So that means that as I'm walking up into Kyoto for that 7 kilometers, it's all uphill, and it's kind of raining, and I'm drunk and very tired because I was teaching all day and then out partying until midnight, right? So I get up to Oyamazaki, the Hankyu station there, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty nice, huh? Oh, it's all lit up. There's nobody there. The gates are wide open, and it looks kind of new. Looks like they've renovated it recently. I think I'll stay here. So I walked right in. The gates were wide open. There was absolutely nobody there, but all the lights were on. Walked up to the platform where it was dark, and plopped down, and then kind of passed out there for about 20 minutes. And then I woke up, and I looked at the clock. It's only been, it's now 3 a.m. Oh, I passed out for another 20 or 30 minutes. Wake up again, 3:30. It's only 3:30. So I try to pass out again. No, it's not going to happen. So I think, well, I got my backpack. That'll make for a nice pillow. So I put it down there on the asphalt there on the platform. Lay back. But it's kind of chilly out, right? And the asphalt is very cold. So like that, right? Anyway, so I lay there for maybe, 15, 20 minutes. And then I'm still not falling asleep, right? Because I'm just so darn cold. So then I get back up, sit back down on the bench again, and I try to fall asleep. But it ain't happening again, yeah? So finally, what time was it? I don't even remember. Maybe about 4:45. 4:30, né? The platform lights came on. Ooh, exciting! And I start to wake up, né? The platform lights have come on. So I go and get a coffee out of the machine, a nice hot coffee, sit there with it, and then finally 5 o'clock, first train comes, but it's going from Kyoto into Osaka, it's going the wrong way. So then I wait until 5:22, and then, finally my train comes, hop on, sit down, finally, we pull back into Sign, and it's about 5:40-ish by this time, right? We pull back into Sign. I look out, and, they're all the Yankee. For those of you that don't know what Yankee are, young kids, right? Not young kids, but, the rebels, the hardcore type. The kids that stay out partying all night. Those kind of kids, right? The ones with the bikes. Those? Yeah. They're all going home, too, now. So, they're like, Otsukaresama! So I'm like, boku mo Yankee ya na. I've become one of them, haven't I? Yeah. Anyway, because, I've got my long hair, which, I got a haircut. Did you notice? I know, it's a pretty drastic haircut, huh? But I like it. No. And, but, some people on Facebook, notably immediate family members, have been criticizing me for it. And I don't even know what they're talking about. People love it here. I'm getting more looks than I ever have. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that is it. That is my story. It's kind of a long story, I know. But it's an interesting story. I hope you've enjoyed it. And check back with Reynolds Air for more interesting stories or boring stories. I don't know. I'll check you all later. Peace.